Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the darkest corners of the human psyche, exploring the unsettling and the unexplainable. Tonight, we embark on a journey into the sinister side of childhood, where innocent playthings become vessels of terror. These are not your average ghost stories. These are tales about the toys that watched you from the corner of your room as a child, the ones that seemed to move on their own in the dead of night. We bring you 3 terrifying tales of haunted toys that come to life, each more unsettling than the last. Hold on to your teddy bears tight and let the nightmares begin. Our first story takes us to the desolate outskirts of a forgotten town, where an abandoned house stands shrouded in shadow and whispers. It is here, amidst the decaying grandeur and dust-filled rooms, that the cursed doll was found. Local legend claims the doll once belonged to a young girl, her constant companion until tragedy struck, and the girl died suddenly. The family, heartbroken, left the house, leaving everything behind, including the doll, now imbued with a malevolent energy. Years passed, and the house remained empty, becoming a haunting reminder of the tragedy that unfolded within its walls. Those brave enough to venture inside spoke of strange occurrences, cold spots, disembodied whispers, and the unnerving feeling of being watched. But the most terrifying phenomenon of all was the doll. People reported seeing it move, its head turning slowly, its eyes seeming to follow them as they walked through the house. Some even claimed to have seen it standing in different rooms, only to disappear when they turned their backs. One group of teenagers, emboldened by youthful bravado and morbid curiosity, decided to spend a night in the abandoned house. They wanted to see for themselves if the legends were true, if the doll truly moved, if the house was truly haunted. They entered the house, their laughter echoing through the empty halls, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. They found the doll in an upstairs bedroom, sitting on a rocking chair, its porcelain face illuminated by the moonlight streaming through the grimy window. One of the teenagers, a girl named Sarah, felt a chill run down her spine as she looked at the doll. Its eyes seemed to bore into her, filled with a sadness and anger that sent shivers down her spine. As the night wore on, the teenagers told stories and played games, trying to ignore the growing unease that permeated the house. But their laughter could not drown out the strange noises, the creaking floorboards, the whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Then things took a terrifying turn. One of the teenagers, a boy named David, went missing. They searched the house, their hearts pounding in their chests, their fear growing with each passing moment. They found him in the attic, lying unconscious on the floor, the cursed doll perched on his chest, its eyes glowing an eerie red in the darkness. David was rushed to the hospital, where he remained in a coma for weeks. When he finally awoke, he was a changed person, withdrawn, haunted by nightmares, unable to shake the feeling that something evil had followed him home from that house. The cursed doll vanished that night. Some say it simply disappeared. Others whisper that it was never seen again. But its legend lives on, a chilling reminder that some toys are better left untouched, some places better left unexplored. Our next story takes us from the dusty, forgotten corners of an abandoned house to the bright, cheerful aisles of a bustling toy store. It is here, amidst the colourful displays and the sound of children's laughter, that we find our next haunted object, a seemingly innocent toy car. It all began when a new shipment of toys arrived at the store. Among the usual assortment of teddy bears and action figures, there was one toy car that stood out. It was a sleek, red convertible, its paint gleaming under the fluorescent lights. The first sign that something was wrong came when the toy car seemed to have a mind of its own. Parents reported finding it in strange places, far from where their children had left it. Sometimes it would even vanish for days, only to reappear in plain sight as if it had never left. Children began tripping over the toy car, even when it was nowhere near them. Some even claimed that the car had moved on its own, darting out from under furniture as if trying to trip them. At first the incidents were dismissed as mere coincidences, but as the accidents became more frequent, people began to suspect that something sinister was at play. One family, the Millers, had a particularly harrowing experience with the possessed toy car. Their son, Ethan, had been gifted the car for his birthday. They rushed upstairs to find Ethan lying at the bottom of the stairs, his leg twisted at an unnatural angle, the toy car lying beside him. Ethan was taken to the hospital, where doctors were baffled by the severity of his injuries. They tried to get rid of it, but the car always found its way back to Ethan, appearing at the foot of his bed. Desperate, the Millers sought help from a paranormal investigator. The toy car was destroyed, burned in a bonfire that raged through the night, its malevolent energy finally extinguished. Ethan slowly recovered from his injuries, the nightmares that had plagued him since the accident fading with each passing day. The possessed toy car served as a chilling reminder that even the most innocuous-seeming objects can harbour dark secrets. Chapter 3: The Haunted Teddy Bear. Our final story takes us away from the bustling streets and into the quiet suburbs, to a place where children play in tree-lined streets and nightmares lurk in the shadows of seemingly ordinary homes. Our story centres around a teddy bear, a beloved childhood companion that became a conduit for something sinister. The teddy bear was a gift given to a young boy named Billy on his 5th birthday. It was soft and brown, with big innocent eyes and a friendly smile stitched onto its face. Billy adored the teddy bear, naming it Teddy and taking it everywhere with him. For weeks things seemed normal. Billy and Teddy were inseparable. They played together, slept together, and Billy even insisted on taking Teddy to kindergarten with him. But then things started to change. Billy's demeanour shifted, becoming withdrawn and quiet. His once bright eyes now held a haunted look. He began having nightmares, waking up screaming, drenched in sweat, clutching Teddy tightly in his arms. He refused to let Teddy out of his sight, even for a moment, growing agitated and panicked if anyone tried to separate them. Billy's parents, concerned by their son's sudden change in behaviour, tried to talk to him, to understand what was wrong. Billy, however, was unable to articulate his fear, only able to mumble about shadows and whispers, about Teddy talking to him when no one else was around. Then came the night terrors. Billy's nightmares intensified, spilling over into his waking hours. He would see things, shadowy figures lurking in the corners of his room, whispering his name, their voices a chilling chorus of dread. He would wake up screaming, convinced that something was trying to hurt him, to take him away. One night, Billy's parents were awakened by a bone-chilling scream. Rushing to their son's room, they found him huddled in the corner, his eyes wide with terror, pointing a trembling finger at Teddy, who was sitting upright on the bed, its button eyes seemingly glowing in the darkness. Billy's parents, desperate to help their son, decided to get rid of Teddy. They threw it in the trash, only to find it back in Billy's bed the next morning. They tried giving it away, donating it to charity, even driving miles away to abandon it in a dumpster, but Teddy always found its way back to Billy, appearing in his room as if by magic. Finally, at their wits' end, Billy's parents decided to seek help from a paranormal investigator. The investigator, a woman with a calming presence and years of experience dealing with the supernatural, immediately sensed the dark energy surrounding Teddy. She discovered that the teddy bear was not possessed, but rather a conduit, a beacon, attracting something far more sinister. The entity, drawn to Billy's innocence, was using Teddy as a gateway to our world. attempting to cross over and claim Billy's soul for its own. The investigator performed a ritual, severing the connection between Billy and the entity. Teddy, no longer a conduit, was finally destroyed, burned in a pyre that blazed under the night sky. As the flames consumed the teddy bear, a sense of peace settled over the house. Billy's nightmares ceased, and the shadows that had haunted him retreated back into the darkness. The haunted teddy bear served as a chilling reminder that even the most innocent-seeming objects can be corrupted by darkness, and that sometimes the things we cherish most can be the very things that put us in harm's way. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these creepy tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. Remember, the next time you reach for your favorite childhood toy, consider its past, the stories it might hold. You never know what lurks beneath the surface, what unseen forces might be at play. Stay safe, and remember, some toys are better left untouched.